story tonight. Pushed onto the defensive by spiraling popular dissent, Mamata Banerjee today played to the galleries as only she can. In a full-throated, theatrical performance, the Bengal Chief Minister utilized all the oratorial experience she has gained over the years to rail against the system that denies women justice. There she is, viewers, on the right of your screens, and hopefully we will be able to keep her there on your screens. Yes, the very same system she presides over and which cheated Abhaya of justice. Doesn't Mamata Banerjee see herself as part of the state administration? Or does she think that people won't see through her spectacularly brazen whataboutery? Does she think that people will buy into her attempt to villainize Prime Minister Modi and demand his resignation? Don't the people know that law and order is a state subject and that Bengal doesn't fall under the purview of Prime Minister Modi at the center? Mamata is clearly wanting to shun all accountability. Why else, viewers, would she drone on and on about how there was a massive conspiracy to defame the fair name of Bengal? Is she suggesting, viewers, that the hundreds and thousands of Bengalis, women, youth, doctors, students who are out on the streets of Kolkata are part of some larger campaign sponsored by the BJP to defame Bengal? Viewers, what can be more contemptuous? What can be more contemptuous of a people's agitation? But aside from the diversionary tactics, the Chief Minister appears convinced that she has stumbled upon a magic formula, and that formula revolves around enacting a stringent new law, which Mamata did today. Mamata believes that this more stringent law will serve as a deterrent. The reality is that it isn't laws so much as the will to implement them that brings down crime. So for academics involved with the facts, viewers, I'll tell you what this new law tells us. This new law tells us that there will be capital punishment. Capital punishment, death, if the victim dies or becomes vegetative. It tells us there will be a life term for those convicted of rape and gang rape. There will be a fast-track, swift investigation. Within 21 days, the probe will be completed. Fast-track courts, dedicated special courts and investigation teams, and an Aparajita task force to probe cases of rape or atrocities on women and children. But as of now, there's little evidence to suggest that there is will within the Mamata administration to administer justice by implementing laws, even the new one. What the Mamata Banerjee's own colleagues refusing to hear the message from the streets. Over the last few days, TMC leaders have trivialized the protests and intimidated the protesters. In fact, for every tough provision in the new law, there's a TMC MLA rubbishing those crusading for justice. There's lovely Maitra, TMC MLA, who comes out and says, quote, "Doctors are turning into butchers in the name of protests. The poor can't afford treatment at private hospitals, are suffering due to a lack of medical care in government hospitals. Are they doctors? Human." Viewers, she was ticked off today for putting her foot so squarely in her mouth that she now says that the doctors are the greatest things in Bengal. Can you believe it, viewers? Atish Sarkar, another TMC leader, and he says, quote, "Those abusing Mamata, insulting her character, I will enter your homes, take perverse photographs, morphed photographs of your mothers and sisters and hang them on your walls. What a pervert, viewers. What a pervert. Udayan Guha, TMC minister, those who are pointing fingers at Mamata, abusing her and demanding her resignation will be identified, their fingers will be broken, otherwise these people will try to make Bengal into Bangladesh, he says. Viewers, are these the people who are going to, with great alacrity, give justice? God forbid, when the next Abhaya is violated. Khokan Das, TMC MLA, he says there are people who are trying to create a ruckus, but we are quiet. What if we want to create ruckus? Then where will they go? In other words, threatening violence, counter violence, viewers. There's Arup Chakrabarti, a TMC member of parliament. In the name of the movement, he says, you may go home or go about with your boyfriend. If a patient dies because of your strike and public anger falls on you, we will not save you. And this, viewers, is Mr. Chakrabarti's advice, sexist advice to the women who wanted to reclaim the night, viewers. Can you believe it? This is their sick, perverse, sexist mentality. But beyond Mamata's MLAs and their shameful attempt at discrediting the protests, there's even more sinister game plan to deter attempts at holding the Mamata government to account. Worryingly, the game plan is hard-coded into the letter of this bill, viewers. In a chilling bid to scare the press from holding her government to account, the bill deems it mandatory for journalists to seek permission from her government to report on judicial proceedings in rape cases. Failure to do so will result in jail time, a financial penalty. Let me read out, viewers, the provision. It is clause 75. It says printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceedings without permission will entail a punishment, jail for 3 to 5 years and a fine. While it is a cognizable offence, thankfully it will be a bailable one, but viewers, it will be in a sessions court, so it will be deemed a criminal offence. That case, and as you know, viewers, in our country, the process is worse than the punishment. That case will hang over a journalist's head like the sword of Damocles. He will not or she will not have the guts to go out and report a matter. The question is, what is making Mamata Banerjee so nervous that she is making it a crime to report on rape cases being heard in court? Is the draconian provision in the new law a direct result of the pasting Mamata government has got from courts, both the High Court and the Supreme Court, for mismanaging the Abhaya case? Does Mamata Banerjee want to ensure that her government is never held to account again? And if this isn't a sure sign of authoritarianism, then what is, viewers? And that is the question we need to put out there and ask tonight in all earnestness. And I know that there are many newsrooms around the country that will ignore this, viewers, this devil in the detail, because they don't have the spine or they're already beginning to feel the chilling effects of this new law. Friends, I will not be intimidated. I will ask that uncomfortable question, and I want to begin first with Jai Anand Dehadra, an advocate. We also have with us Anirban Banerjee, political analyst. Let's open this up. Mr. Dehadra, where do you locate this clause in this overarching legislation? Forget about the provisions right now. We'll talk about the provisions. What do you make of this?
Rahul, good evening to you and to my other fellow panelists. Before I jump into that, there are just a few things I'd like to mention to you. This law, according to me, and I've studied it, the bill, very carefully, the law, according to me, is nothing but an eyewash to take attention away from a completely botched up, perhaps collusive and perhaps corrupt investigation that Calcutta police led in this entire matter. So the idea seems to be to somehow or the other take attention away from that entire disaster that took place, and to distract the public's attention away from it. That said, there are a few facts and figures that I must place before you before we get into the nitty-gritties of the law. And if you'll permit me, I just want to tell you a few things. If you take the latest budget of the government of West Bengal, the Law and Justice Department has been sanctioned only 1,466 crores. Minority Affairs and Madarsa Education, on the other hand, gets 5,530 crores. Now, this is a state of 10 crore individuals. Now, with 10 crore individuals and 23 districts, you have district courts only in 21 out of those 23 districts. The state requires 200 fast-track courts. It has only today 88 fast-track courts. And when the union government came up with a scheme to try and allot more fast-track courts for rape cases and POCSO cases, which are offences committed against children, the state government decided to avail of that scheme in a very minuscule, to a very minuscule extent. Out of the 123 special for the fast-track courts that were sanctioned for the state, Mamata Banerjee only availed of 17, of which only 6 are functional today. So if you add up 88, which are the fast-track courts presently in the state, you add that to 6 which are operational, you get the paltry figure of 94 courts. So this brings me back to what you said earlier, Rahul. This is not a problem. This entire issue is not a problem of a poor law, but of faulty implementation of the law as it presently stands and pathetic implementation of the criminal justice system in the state of Bengal. This is what the problem really is. So it's poor resource allocation. It's a complete eyewash to take attention away from a botched up investigation, and you come up with this funny law. And let me tell you the weakest aspect of this amendment, that if this government had its heart in the right place, they would have brought in stringent punishment for their own police officers so as to fasten some accountability. But now the punishment that presently exists is only 7 years for an offence like this, where evidence has been destroyed, or if there's any destruction of material. It's only 7 years. So what about the police officers who were perhaps involved and complicit in ensuring that the crime scene was damaged and destroyed? It's only 7 years. So this law is a complete eyewash, if you ask me, this amendment.
And to top it all off, let's also, in the process, put the fear of God into the press so they don't even talk about issues such as this.
And Rahul, on that, I want to ask this question. Will this apply also to the loudmouth members of this particular political party? Will it apply to all of the contradictory statements that came out of all of those different members of this political party who were trying to demean the memory of the victim, and were trying to, in some way or the other, were trying to make it appear less serious than it actually was? Will it apply to them?
Yes, I think that's a very good question. Clearly not. Clearly not, viewers. This is a chilling attempt. And Abhijit Iyer Mitra is also there with us. Let's get his view. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, this entire charade that played out today in the Bengal Assembly, do you think it's going to convince anybody?
Rahul, remember what the problem was. It wasn't the rape. You can never get rid of rape. All right. Horrible torture rape happens throughout the world. There are much better policed countries than us. There are much, I won't say better, it's a nasty word, but are much more surveilled countries than us, and rapes happen out there. All we can do is deter and reduce rape. The problem here is the covering up of the rape, the acceptance and almost validation given to the head of that particular hospital where it happened, shifting him to another position and providing him with protection. And this is a systematic pattern we've seen with West Bengal. Remember Shah Jahan Sheikh, who mysteriously disappears for more than a month. And then when the CBI gets the go-ahead to take him into custody and prosecute him, he's miraculously found by the West Bengal police and delivered up to justice. Even when he's delivered up to justice, did you notice all the stride and the sort of chutzpah he was oozing? He walked in there like he owned the police station. Now, what are they trying to do? Jay hit the nail on the head. They are trying very desperately to divert from the fact this is a case of acute police cover-up. Law and order isn't very good in India. We are a severely under-policed state. There is too much clogging of the judicial system with case pendency and things like that. But they are now making this about rape and reporting of the rape. Where was the reporting of the rape wrong? Had the Kolkata police come out and laid all the facts out right in the beginning, none of the wrong reporting that happened would have happened.
Yes.
Every piece that was reported was quoted from either a doctor in RG Kar hospital or from somebody connected to the case. Right? We need to be very clear. This is the RG Kar cover-up controversy. It is not the RG Kar
cover-up controversy. I think what you're saying, backed with all the facts, both of you gentlemen, Mr. Dehadra and Mr. Mitra, I think it's going to be a little difficult for Anirban Banerjee tonight. Mr. Banerjee, let me ask you, covering up of rape and crimes is the real intention. So Mamata wants immunity from the prying eyes of journalists, etc., and she inserts this chilling proviso in the law. Take permission from me before you report any rape case while it's being tried in the courts. That's what it is, Mr. Banerjee.
From the opening statements of Mr. Dehadra, it was amply clear that he and his chums from the BJP are yet to forget the drubbing that they got from Madam Malhotra. So here, what we can actually see is that he is
making
getting
it personal?
the entire context wrong.
Is that your response, Mr. Banerjee, to personalize, to make things personal here? Do you have no answer on merit?
I don't even know him personally. Why would it be personal?
No, answer
because
on merit.
The way he attacks...
No, are you denying that there is this proviso? What do you mean? Asking for permission to report. What do you mean by this? Explain to me. Explain to me. What do you mean? What do you mean? Had the Modi government put this in, you would have been from the Hooghly upwards. You would have been protesting. Right? I'm asking you now, Mr. Banerjee, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? No, hang on. I'm asking you. Printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceedings without permission. What kind of democracy is this, sir? Tell me.
Okay. So you have got many objections about this particular provision, but without this law, it hasn't been enacted yet, but without this kind of a law in action, the Press Freedom Index, India is anyway 168 out of 170 countries.
That is my dear friend. That is my dear friend. Hang on, Mr. Banerjee. That is my dear friend, because you chaps want only affirmation from discredited foreign institutions who are actually militating against our country. You buy into that. My dear friend, let me tell you, Mr. Banerjee, you are not, if you think by passing such a clause in this bill, you are adding in any way to India's credibility, press freedom credibility, you're wrong. You're actually going to even bring it down further. Mr. Banerjee, I'm asking you this simple question. What do you mean by seek permission? Any matter relating to court proceedings. What do you mean by this?
Okay, now may I answer? So that you got worked up so much because of the fact that 160 or 170 actually hurt at the right place. I am thankful that it did. At least people with some conscience would really get hurt. This particular provision comes after we have seen that a series of fake news, nothing but fake news, have been reported as actual facts in this particular Abhaya case of RG Kar.
What fake news? What fake news? No, give me the fake news. 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 What is this fake news?
There have been a string of fake news.
What is it? Give me a specific.
I'll tell you what they are. I'll tell you what they are.
Yeah.
I will tell you what they are.
Yeah, you're waiting for what? A handout from the TMC? Come on, tell me. What are you waiting for? Tell me the fake news.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
Okay, tell me.
Have some patience. First of all, quoting some unknown source, the list of injuries sustained by the victim. Almost all the media channels went gung-ho about the list of injuries, which never occurred.
And where did it get clarified? It got clarified in court. Did it not? Yes or no? Did it get clarified in court? Yes or no?
It doesn't matter what happened
Oh,
in
it
court.
doesn't matter what happened in court. It doesn't matter what happened in court, viewers. It doesn't happen that the HC and the SC pulled up the Mamata government. It doesn't matter, you
and then he
see,
will point towards the court.
because they are fundamentally undemocratic. Even the writ of the court doesn't matter to them.
You are fundamentally afraid to report the proper facts.
Right.
Why did you have to make up facts? Why did you have to report fake news?
Right,
If you
right.
have
Now,
courage
now,
and
viewers,
fight,
now,
report proper facts, your propaganda would have-
here is a blanket. Now, can you believe it? Okay, you are bothered about fake news. There are many ways of tackling fake news. Certainly by seeking permission of the state government.
This is one of them.
No,
of
hang on.
course.
Is not going to change anything, viewers. It's only going to lead to the state government saying, no, sorry, you can't cover. Pradeep Bhandari, would you like to respond to
See,
Mr. Banerjee?
Rahul, thank you so much for having me on your show. For Mr. Banerjee and the TMC, the fake news is when the media, the High Court, the Supreme Court, all in unanimity said that it's a case of gang rape and murder, the TMC's administration was trying to push this as a case of suicide. That is why they are extremely jittery. They want the media to not report this case, Rahul, because it is because of media's reporting of this case that this very cover-up operation was exposed. Till the nth hour, Mamata Banerjee was protecting Sandeep Ghosh. Not once the Calcutta police interrogated Sandeep Ghosh, investigated Sandeep Ghosh, and today Sandeep Ghosh is arrested. In the court, Sandeep Ghosh, leave apart Sandeep Ghosh, Calcutta police and the entire Mamata's administration told the victim that it's a case of suicide. The victim did not have the faith in Mamata's administration. The media reported what the victim said, and this is why he's calling it fake news. I will tell you why he's calling fake news, because in this entire operation, Rahul, if you remember, they've been journalists, and I will name the journalists, you remember, they've been journalists like Abhijit Majumdar who tried to question the Calcutta police. The Calcutta police and the administration went out of the way to get their number blocked. Calcutta police tried to put fake cases on journalists on social media so that they stopped reporting this case. But all of these attempts did not let the people of Bengal ask Mamata Banerjee a very, very simple question, Rahul, and that's the question which I am asking. Now, it has been established that this is a case of rape and murder. It has been established that Sandeep Ghosh was an accused and is an accused, and none of these were established by Calcutta police. But Mamata Banerjee still now has not suspended or transferred her favorite cop. And this is not for the first time, Rahul. If you remember what happened in the 2021 anti-Hindu post-poll violence, what was the observation of the Calcutta High Court? The Calcutta High Court said it's not the rule of law, but law of the ruler. The law of the ruler wants a kangaroo court where the chief minister decides whether Rahul Shivshankar or any other journalist, what should he report, when should he report, what should he speak, when should he be silent. And this is why I completely agree with you. They want to get kangaroo court and state control media in Bengal so that the plight of women cannot be reported.
So since Mr. Banerjee brought up the names of some of the more well-educated and extremely erudite spokespeople, MPs of the TMC, I want to ask, will Mahua Moitra today support this clause? Will Ms. Sardesai step forth and say that this is an inversion of the democratic backsliding that is going on? Will they come up, these great champions of free speech? I want to ask you, one second, let me ask Mr. He's also waiting patiently, Mr. Chaudhary. Mr. Chaudhary is waiting patiently. Mr. Chaudhary, Rahul Gandhi, who went from here all the way to Timbuktu and from there to God alone knows where else, to champion democracy in India, is he going to let this pass? Is the entire chain of the great erudite spokespeople of the Congress going to let this pass, sir? Or are you no longer in opposition? In Bengal, you are actually sitting in the lap of the government. Simple question.
Thank you, Rahul. First and foremost, as we speak tonight, all of us, there is a silent revolution going out on the streets of Calcutta. And we are all part and witness to the revolution that is happening in Calcutta.
No, you are not part of it. If you don't take a position, if you already haven't taken a position, if the Congress party already hasn't called out Mamata Banerjee for inserting this clause, printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceedings without permission is punishable jail for 3 to 5 years and additionally a fine, then sir, you're not on the side of the protesters or of the
Rahul,
truth. You're on the
Rahul.
side of the cover-up. And I want to ask you, Mr. Chaudhary, should the Congress party have taken a position on this by now, yes or no, since it champions democracy so much?
Rahul, I invite you at my expense, please come to Calcutta and see the Congress party's agitation on daily basis in the streets of Calcutta on regarding this Arjikor or against the Mamata Banerjee government. It's irrelevant whether the Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi.
Yes, we're waiting to see Priyanka Vadra in Calcutta. We're waiting to see Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi in Calcutta. I am extremely patient. Please tell me where are they?
Let him respond. Let him respond.
Rahul,
Yes,
Rahul,
Chaudhary
I
sir.
come to your show because
Yes,
it's not
Mr.
a
Chaudhary,
shouting
go
debate.
ahead. Mr. Chaudhary,
Shouting
go ahead.
debate out here like the BJP
I think Mr. Bhandari
spokesperson.
is backed off. Please.
Yeah. Now the basic point that we are discussing out here is that whether Mamata Banerjee brought this law will serve any purpose to stem the
No.
evil
Hang
that is
on.
there in
Just
the
a minute.
society.
Do you think it is? I'm going to ask you a question. Do you
No,
think by
absolutely
inserting, printing or publishing any matter relating to court proceedings in rape cases without permission is punishable? Do you think this
Rahul, I would
will
come
further
in.
the cause? Yes, Mr. Dayal, one
Absolutely,
second.
absolutely.
Would it further the cause of justice? Yes or no? Take a position tonight.
Yes,
not
I'm
at all,
telling
because
that I was
no
about
court
to
in this
bring out
country
the point, but
will
you never
uphold
let
or
me
allow this
speak,
law
sir.
to exist on the
One Mr.
Well,
Dehradhan,
yes, but Mr. Dehadraj, someone has to stand up in court
Let me
and
say-
challenge
let me tell
it.
you.
Otherwise,
Let me-
it's
let
not
me-
going to happen.
Rahul,
I
there
don't
is
think
no
Rahul Gandhi
censorship
will.
is bad enough.
I don't think the
Rahul,
Congress party will.
Please,
Rahul,
let
if
me
censorship
let me
is bad
complete my
enough,
point
this
of
law
view,
as it has
then
been
you can come
drafted
in. Then you
is
can come in.
pre-censorship.
Let me
It's
finish.
even
Okay,
worse.
okay. Let
It's like-
Mr. Dehadraj,
it's like
let Mr. Chaudhary finish. Yes, okay.
Let me finish.
Take a position
Basically,
tonight, Mr.
Rahul,
Chaudhary. Take a clear position.
Basically, you know, the funniest part of today's debate in the assembly was Miss Mamata Banerjee asking for the resignation of Narendra Modi. And why I say this with the context of this bill? Basically, one authoritarian in Calcutta challenging another authoritarian in Delhi to resign. Both have brought in one
Mr.
bill
Chaudhary,
today. The
I'm
other
asking
one,
you, since you
brought
have
in the
democracy,
broadcast
no,
bill.
hang on, you have the best interests of Indian democracy at heart. Can you take a position on this clause, for God's sake?
I'm
Can you
taking
tell me that
because
clause
when we
73,
criticize-
that clause
when we
73
criticize-
should be struck
Rahul-
down? Yes, no.
Rahul, when you take a position against the statement by Udayan Guha or Lovely Moitra, similarly, I take a position against the hate speeches of Nilesh Rane or Giri
Oh,
Maharaj.
yes, it's okay.
Or-
We all do. You are not the
We
only
all do,
exception.
but
You're
we
not
should
born
organize
under. No,
the
no, hang
debates
on.
of
You're not
Nilesh
born
Rane
under
that
some
becomes
separate sun.
supported by
I'm
parties
asking
of
you,
the
hello,
party.
Mr. Chaudhary, I'm asking you a fundamental question tonight. Will you take a position against clause 73? I'm asking you this question.
Have we taken a position against the broadcast bill? Yes.
Wow.
Have we taken a
This
position
gentleman
against
is
the clause
finding it so
73?
hard to stand
Yes.
up for democracy. Why?
We have
Viewers,
taken a stated
is it
position
because
against the
is it
broadcast
because the
bill
entire
brought by the
ecosystem
BJP
does not
government?
want to be challenged on its track record
But
of
you need a
protecting
validation.
or actually
You need a
not
validation.
protecting? Mr. Mitra, would you like to
You
come in?
need a
What is going on
validation
here?
from the BJP. You
Why
need
is
a
everyone
validation
skirting
from
this
Narendra
question?
Modi, but I
I'll tell
don't
you
need
why.
a validation from Narendra Modi or Mamata Banerjee.
Okay.
Authoritarian
Wow.
will
Wonderful.
be called
No, no, you
authoritarian.
want it from, you want
This is
it
why they were
from.
wanting alliance with Mamata Banerjee in Bengal. This is why Congress was begging for an alliance with Mamata Banerjee in Bengal in the recently concluded elections, and Mamata
We never
Banerjee
went
said
in.
no.
We
Please,
never
let's not
went in
expose
an
Rahul.
alliance
I
with
will just show a
Mr.
picture.
never
I will
went
just
in
show
an
one
alliance
picture
with
which will tell you
Chandrababu
the
Naidu.
intent
I
of
never went
Mamata's
in an
administration. And
alliance
allow me,
with
please.
PDP.
Allow
We
me,
never
Rahul.
went in
Allow
an
Rahul.
alliance with
This is
with-
the
we never
news
put
of
the
January
people like
21st,
Hemanta
2023.
Sharma.
How a professor was jailed for 10 years by Mamata Banerjee's government for just posting a cartoon. And I'm telling you,
You
this
have
law
jailed
goes
you.
forward.
Khalid
Mamata
Fawaz
will
jailed
jail
without
journalists
trial.
who disagree
Without
with her.
any chance
Okay,
of bail.
one second,
Rahul,
Mr.
can
Mitra.
I just
Let
take
Mr.
you
Mitra
back
come in.
for a
Everyone.
moment? You know, let's not make this political. The young girl lost her life in the most brutal manner imaginable.
Yeah.
And I just want to
In
ask
the
Mr.
first
Banerjee,
instance.
who's defending the
You compared
indefensible
the
today,
budget
tonight.
of the law.
Is he
with the
aware
budget
of the fact that there are
minority affairs ministry?
48,600
You only made it
rape cases
political,
pending
sir.
in Bengal? I'm not talking to you, Mr. Chaudhary. I'm referring to Mr.
No, you
Banerjee's
only made
statement.
it political.
Don't
How
be so
dare you-
self-obsessed.
How dare you compare
It
the
is
budget
political.
of the
Well, it is
minority
political to
affairs
the
with
it
the
is
budget of
political
the
to
law
the extent
ministry?
of resource allocation. It is political to the extent that that state is being governed improperly. To that extent, it is political, and it
Sir,
is
you
also
can
political
say
to
the
the
state
extent
is
that your
governed
leaders
improperly,
have
Mamata
Fevicol in
Banerjee
their
is
mouth
an
and they
authoritarian.
don't talk about
But
these
you
issues
need to
because
look
it
at
is
the mirror
inconvenient
while
to them.
criticizing
To
any
that extent,
government
it
of the
is
state.
political.
You
But coming back
Kamru
to Mr.
Chaudhary,
need to
Banerjee,
understand.
Kamru Chaudhary, no, hang on. Grow a spine, sir, please. Grow a spine. Call a spade a spade. You have a problem doing that, don't spread disaffection all around. call a spade a spade. I asked you 5 times, can't you take a position against clause 73? You don't seem to want to. Your
No, that's
commitment
not
to
the right.
democracy.
I said clause
Rahul,
73
can you
is a thought
Pradeep
process
sitting beside
that
you, a
exists in
former journalist,
authoritarians
now
like they brought in the broadcast bill.
continuously
Yes.
peddling
That's my
nothing but
only
fake
analogy.
Okay,
to
Rahul,
you.
so where is Rahul
Rahul,
Gandhi then? I'm asking you. If it is
We
so
are
apparent to even Kamru Chaudhary, where is Rahul Gandhi? Kahan hai?
We
Sahab.
have zero MLAs in the assembly. Who is there
Mr.
to
Mitra.
protest there?
Mr. Mitra.
But we have taken a stand.
Mr. Mitra.
Officially, we have taken a stand.
Mr. Mitra.
Mute Kamru, please. He's going on interrupting everyone.
Yeah.
Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah.
So, what happens here is Rahul Gandhi goes missing wherever, Thailand, UK, wherever, every time one of his own allies decides to make an embarrassment of themselves. He was the first to rush to the spot in Hathras. Where was he when this entire, and mind you, this wasn't about the rape, this was about the cover up of the rape. That is what the anger is about. Where is he there? He left it to minions to do all the condemnation, and all the condemnation happens in such soft, muted, sweet, dulcet tones. It doesn't even sound like a condemnation. It sounds like you're going to a musical concert at a classical. Remember what his own dear buddy, his ally, Udayanidhi Stalin said about Hindu Dharma.
Yeah.
It is worse than a mosquito. It is worse than malaria. We're going to wipe it out. Where was Rahul Gandhi then? He suddenly goes very quiet. He runs away. When it suits him, he's the leader of the youth. Today, he's walking on some rail track. Now, he's not a railway engineer, so I don't know what expertise he has in inspecting a rail track. I mean, I can tell you how a rail track is made, but he knows, I probably know more about rails than he does. But he'll be there at the rail track today. He has time for rail tracks, but not for the cover-up of a brutal torture, murder, rape
Can
of
I
a
come in,
woman.
Rahul?
He has time. The only thing you see on rail tracks is defecation.
I have a 10
because,
seconds point, Rahul.
Containment
Rahul, it is now
removing
established on your show, and it has been established that
statements on Hindu Dharma.
that
So,
as
this is I bet you Rahul Gandhi supports everything. He approves and supports everything.
Well,
Rahul, the India Alliance today.
It's going to look like that.
Rahul, the
for
India
all
Alliance
practical
today,
purposes. Yes.
Rahul, for the India Alliance today and for the Trinamool Congress in particular, journalists who reported on the RG car are criminals. For them, doctors who protested on the streets are butchers. And for them, women who protested and asked for the justice for the victim are women, going out because they want to hang out with their boyfriend. This is exactly their mindset. And I question Mamata Banerjee because none of these individuals who made these statements have been suspended from the party.
Yes.
This is why I fear this law.
Yes, Mr. Banerjee. Neither has action been taken against these people. Neither has action been taken against these people. On top of it, you've introduced this chilling clause. Go ahead, Mr. Banerjee. Go ahead. Take a
First
position.
of all, Pradeep was a journalist himself. He has turned a BJP spokesperson. He used to peddle fake news when he was a journalist. He still peddles fake news.
Yeah,
And
Anirban, you can debate on me for an hour, which is fine. I'm at least not as dishonest as you are. I'm not dishonest as you are. You answer the question on Trinamool Congress. You answer the question on Trinamool Congress. You answer the question on Trinamool Congress. Yes, I am a proud spokesperson of a nationalist party, unlike you, a party which backs rapists and rape accused.
Okay, let me say. Let me get in here. 1 second. Look, Mr. Banerjee, you have deliberately gone out there tonight and trolled 3 people on this show. Personally attacked them. You have nothing to say. It's quite clear. The viewers are watching, viewers.
When a person peddles fake news,
they are watching all this.
He's not named one single fake news on your show.
Exactly. Not
There's a senior
one
advocate on your show. There's a senior
I asked
fellow.
this gentleman who has a pea brain. I asked him a question. Is he aware of the fact that there are 48,600 rape cases pending in the state of Bengal?
Yes.
He has nothing to say. And does he? And 123 fast track courts were offered to his chief minister. And there are only 6 out of those that are functional.
Sir, are you aware
it
of
is
the
beyond
fact that-
shameful.
Well, viewers, look, we are just going to keep going around in circles. I need to move on this show. 1
That's
second.
the news which
That's the
Mr.
news.
Deravai-
That's the news.
Yes.
That's the news. We all know the news. We all know that this has happened, viewers. Look, we can keep going around in circles, but the next time the opposition talks about the death of democracy, I hope you have the sense to remind them, either on Twitter or perhaps if you meet them in person or when you think about actually endorsing them at the ballot box, to actually do a fact check on those claims. because still clause 73 will remain on the books in Bengal, viewers. The opposition has lost the right to talk about democracy and free speech. And talking about the opposition, let's move on, because this is a very important question, a series of questions that I'm going to pose to you. What, viewers, what kind of opposition do we deserve? What kind of opposition does our democracy deserve? An opposition that is so compromised that it lacks the moral fiber to hold the ruling party to account? Or an opposition so morally moribund that when it comes to power, it thinks nothing of using its time in office to serve itself rather than the people who elected them? These are the fundamental questions that need to be posed today as the Congress party virtually seals a seat-sharing deal with the Aam Aadmi party ahead of the Haryana assembly polls. Indeed, the Congress has tied up with the AAP. That is what we are being told at the instance, at the behest of Rahul Gandhi, that a party that the Congress itself accused of being venally corrupt. Here are some examples. I'm not making this up. On 2nd September 2024, Delhi Congress President justifies the arrest of Aam Aadmi Party MLA and former chairman of the Delhi Waqf Board, Amanatullah Khan, by the ED, saying it is an example of, quote, deep-rooted corruption and cheating prevalent in the AAP government, unquote. In the AAP government, viewers. This happened 2 days back, 2nd September, yesterday in fact. And today, viewers, that same corrupt party is going to align with the Congress party. Congress 2023, Punjab Congress leader Pratap Singh Bajwa to Punjab Chief Minister. Quote, you cannot be cherry picking and selective against the opposition leaders. Why AAP's former health minister from Punjab, Vijay Singla, is still in the party if he is not good enough to be in the cabinet? What makes him so special to stay put in the AAP, unquote. March 2023, Congress leader Alka Lamba. If a list of corruption cases of the Aam Aadmi Party is given, she says, then it will become a never-ending story. Congress, being a responsible political party, will continue to expose their corruption, unquote. Viewers, today Alka Lamba must not know where to look. Her own boss has tied up with the AAP that the Congress was supposed to be exposing. July 2022, ex-Congress Delhi Chief Anil Kumar. He says to uphold truth and transparency, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal should immediately sack Manish Sisodia, who as excise minister has been directly responsible in corrupt deals. He took arbitrary decisions to implement a liquor policy to favor the liquor mafia, unquote. June 2022, Delhi Congress to then Delhi Police Chief Rakesh Asthana said investigation of multi-crore scam in illegal distribution of liquor licenses to shell companies of Oasis Group violating terms and condition of the new excise policy 2021-2022 by Aam Aadmi Party-led government. The Congress demanded a probe themselves. Now, what's new, you're entitled to ask? After all, hadn't the Congress contested the Lok Sabha polls in Delhi in alliance with the AAP? Indeed, that's true. But in Delhi a few months ago, Congress wasn't campaigning to end corruption as it is doing in Haryana. The message matters as much as the messengers. In the Lok Sabha elections, it was supposedly campaigning about stopping the NDA at all costs from securing a mandate to stop Prime Minister Modi from allegedly rewriting the constitution. Quality of governance was only a side issue. In Haryana, it is the main issue, which makes it even more incumbent upon us to question the Congress party's tie-up with an allegedly tainted outfit like the AAP. But then the Congress hasn't been very discerning about who it ties up with. In Jammu and Kashmir, it seems happy to go along with regional players who are accused of peddling a soft separatist narrative. You know that the Congress ally there has demanded a rollback of Article 370. Congress promises to resume cross-LOC trade ties with Pakistan. The Congress is silent on ally NC, promising to restore the pre-1953 status to J&K. The contradictions force us to ask, has Congress abandoned all pretensions to propriety for power? Fundamentally, that's the question. Let's ask it, viewers. And let me bring in, once again, Kamru Chaudhary, political analyst who represents the Congress. We also have analyst who backs the AAP, Mr. Akashdeep Muni. Let me bring you in, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, and national spokesperson of the BJP, Pradeep Bhandari. Yes, let's go across to all of them. Mr. Chaudhary, let me ask you straight off the bat, can we see him on screen as I pose this question? Mr. Chaudhary, tell me, sir, if the Congress believes that the AAP is corrupt, why is it tying up with the AAP?
No, basically, you see, this alliance, if it it becomes fruitful in Haryana, will be all about arithmetics and nothing more, nothing less.
Oh.
The alliance of BJP with the JJP last time was also arithmetic. This time also, it will be totally on arithmetic basis. Because the biggest threat that the country faces as a democracy, as a functional democracy, is the growth of the Bharatiya Janata Party and its bigoted politics.
Right.
We
So, Mr.
need to
Chaudhary,
put
can I ask you a question?
No,
Today,
let me finish.
the hang on.
let me
Today,
finish.
hang on. Can I ask you a counter question? Today, the Congress, in all its wisdom, held a press conference and put out tweets talking about corruption. Corruption in SEBI. Now, if it doesn't think corruption is an issue, then why is it posing all these questions when itself is compromising on corruption by tying up with the AAP that it itself proclaims is corrupt?
No, I consider Bharatiya Janata Party as the world's largest corrupt political party in the world because of their electoral
you're
bonds.
going to have a
So
political
there is
party.
nothing more than that
Okay.
because the same
Mr.
party
Bhandari, respond.
As per Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, this is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's public statement reported in the media on 31st January 2014. Rahul Gandhi is corrupt, Sushil Kumar Shinde is corrupt, Chidambaram is corrupt, Kapil Sibal is corrupt, J.K. Vasan is corrupt, Salman Khurshid is corrupt, and Lalu Prasad Yadav is corrupt. Arvind Kejriwal is aligned with all of them. This is Kumari Shelja's post, and this is reported in the PTI on August 25th, Rahul 2024, where she says, rules out an alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party. So what it establishes, Rahul, is twofold. A, that it's an alliance of the corrupt. B, that the Congress party, Rahul Gandhi in particular, does not believe in respecting his own leaders, because his own leaders are going out and giving statements in the media that they will not have an alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party. But we are not surprised, and this alliance does not impact at all, Rahul, because I'll give you a data point. In the last assembly elections, the Aam Aadmi Party had a vote share of 0.5%, which is just 0.1% more than the Nota. So what this alliance establishes for us is both these parties understand and realize that they cannot individually defeat the Bharatiya Janata Party. They tried this experiment in Delhi in the Lok Sabha, and they got 0 seats in Delhi in the Lok Sabha. So the people of India are understanding, and Haryana is understanding, that it's an alliance of the corrupt, it's an alliance of two weak players coming together in order to take on the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay, let me ask Mr. Muni. Mr. Muni, Professor Muni, is this an alliance of corruption that you're offering to the people? Is that the alternative for them? Let's vote all the corrupt people in. Would people like to do that?
Rahulji, actually, no, Rahulji. Like the BJP spokesperson was talking about, some comments from my side as well. Though Amit Shah, our Home Minister, said that door is shut for Nitish Kumar. They are an alliance. Nitish Kumar ji is the Chief Minister of Bihar. Ajit Pawar will be chucky piecing when Bharatiya Janata Party comes. Fadnavis, who is the Deputy Chief Minister now, and Ajit Pawar is the Deputy Chief Minister in Maharashtra. And it does not suit Bharatiya Janata Party when they quotes against opposition parties. Now, why Congress and Aam Aadmi Party will be coming together? Today in Faridabad, Aryan Mishra was killed, allegedly due to cow slaughter. The hate that BJP has propagated, not only in Haryana, but in total India, the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party will come together against that particular hate.
Okay, I have a question.
And because of the 5 agendas of Arvind Kejriwal.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, sir, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rahul, I asked for a time, 10 seconds.
Yeah, 1 second. Let him finish his point.
Yeah.
Education, women empowerment,
all
and
of this.
employment.
Hang on. 1 second. Are you denying that the Congress has called the AAP corrupt, sir? Very simply.
As per my information, the central leadership of the Congress party has not called AAP corrupt.
Okay.
They have acknowledged, and we were together in the India Alliance.
Okay. Pradeep
Rahul,
Bhandari wants to
the
respond
Aam
to
Aadmi
you.
Party leaders who spent most of their time in jail, the primary complaint of the Delhi liquor scam was filed by the Congress party. Ajay Makan had made that statement in public. So all this sharab ghotala, we thank the Congress party, in particular Ajay Makan, for filing that primary complaint. So I understand their political desperation, Rahul. Rahul, my point is simple, that this is Aam Aadmi Party's Vice President, Mr. Dhanda. And he said after the Lok Sabha defeat of Aam Aadmi Party in Kurukshetra that it is because of the Congress party. Can they get Kumari Shelja, Arvind Kejriwal, Rahul Gandhi, Bhupinder Hooda on the same stage? Please tell me that.
What Mr. Nishad said about Bharatiya Janata Party
Please tell me that.
defeat, do you know?
Please tell me that. Please tell me that.
What Mr. Nishad said.
Please tell me that. No, we got Mr. Nishad on the same stage agreeing to the common minimum program. You answer me. Well, are you giving a guarantee? Are you giving, Akash? Akash, it's a very simple question. Akash, do you believe in Mrs. Sunita Kejriwal? Mrs. Sunita Kejriwal went in onto the people of Haryana and said, and the Aam Aadmi Party said, listen to me, that we will not have an alliance with the Congress Party. Anurag Ganda went ahead and said that Congress Party is responsible for our defeat in Kurukshetra. So you are basically saying that you do not believe in your own workers, and it is an allying of desperation of corruption. That is why you guys are coming together in order to defeat us. We understand we have a vote share of 46% in Haryana, and you do not have a vote share of 1% also. So admit that it's okay. In politics you come together, it is understandable. But you admit that you are coming together for corruption, you are coming together only for the opportunist purpose, because you cannot individually take on the BJP. Because the BJP has got 46% vote share of the people of Haryana, which we humbly accept, and have been serving the people of Haryana for the past 10 years.
What happened to JJP? Is it still alive?
No, Kamru, they are not with us. Kamru, I will answer that directly. Kamru, I will answer that. Kamru, they are not with us. They are not with us. We do not do any backdoor dealings. No, Kamru, they are not with us. We don't do any backdoor dealings. Kamru, they don't do any back. Now you answer me. Kamru,
are you aware of that?
Kamru, I am telling you. Yes, the JJ. Kamru, you answered.
Let me finish.
No, the JJP is not with us. We don't do any backdoor dealing.
I understand JJP is not with her.
Yes, but tell me what happened with the Congress and the
It doesn't matter. Let's not go down all these rabbit holes.
No, but they have to answer.
One second.
Today nobody is corrupt.
One second. Just viewers, look. You know what the AAP says? The AAP says that these cases are cooked up, that the enforcement directorate is out for us.
It's Ajay.
This, that, the other. Now let me tell you, viewers, that the Congress party in Telangana has huge faith in the enforcement directorate. When the daughter of the chief minister 2 days ago got bail, the same Congress party in Telangana was saying there is match fixing going on between the BJP and the KTR-led party, KCR-led party, BRS. And they have released KCR's daughter. Why? Because now they want to fix the Congress. BJP wants a leg up in Telangana. So the ED becomes okay for the Congress party when its interests demand it, and when the ED presses a few buttons on the Congress party, they have a problem with the ED. Viewers, you can't have it both ways, can you? Think about that. And Mr. Chaudhary, I just fundamentally want to ask you this question. If all these leaders, if the Congress itself called upon the Delhi police to initiate cases under the liquor excise policy against the AAP, surely they weren't doing it because they thought that the AAP was innocent. They must have done it because they believed that the AAP is obviously corrupt. So I'm simply asking you this. Are we saying that today, the example that you want to set for the public is the following? That look, our corruption is good corruption, the BJP's corruption is bad corruption. Is that what you're saying, sir? Simple question.
No. The mirror needs to be shown to the Bharatiya Janata Party instead of the Congress Party.
This is Ajay Makan's press conference.
Again he comes in. The basic point out here is that the people who were deemed corrupt by the Bharatiya Janata Party are now either the Chief Minister of some state, Deputy Chief Minister of some state.
Rahul, this is the press conference by Ajay Makan on March 22nd, and I quote, he is exposing the Aam Aadmi Party in a presentation to the media.
Agree that an Ajit Pawar, corrupt Ajit Pawar.
All of these cases are sub judice. All of these cases are sub judice. You please answer. This is the exact press conference, Rahul. Rahul, if you can, this is the press conference by Ajay Makan where he is exposing the Aam Aadmi Party. This is the press conference by Ajay Makan where he is exposing the Aam Aadmi Party and saying that the Aam Aadmi Party is corrupt. And he says that the Aam Aadmi Party used the liquor money for the Goa campaign in 2022.
Is there? They will not.
It is an alliance of the corrupt. So is Mr. After this alliance, will Ajay Maken be removed from the Congress party because Ajay Maken is the individual who filed who initiated this primary complaint, which was finally filed by the Congress party against the Aam Aadmi party.
Support from the Bharatiya Janata Party and the right wing elements.
We leave it at this, viewers. You can see the circles. You can see the circles. The circles that have been ringing around right now, viewers, the opposition there, because they've clearly substituted propriety for power. That's it. That's the alternative. So if you think that great change is going to come to Haryana, think again. You may not agree with the BJP. You may think that the BJP has done a bad job. That's why I began by asking, what is the alternative, viewers? Is the alternative as bad, worse, more compromised? And if it is, can it even provide good governance? It's a simple question. We don't have to rack our brains too much. I'll leave it at this, viewers. The Right Stand with Anand Narasimhan up next.
Inundated like this, not just this place, there are other areas as well. Let me get you more updates and show you how people there practically building after building, waiting in their balconies for provisions, which is coming to them, which is reaching them. But what is challenging at this point in time is that there is no power, and there has been no power since the last 72 hours. The other thing that I want to highlight from the ground is the role of civic volunteers. Here you can see they're distributing food here, upma, water being given, and a lot of people are coming and taking their supplies and trying to wade through that water and go over to the other side. I just want to have a word. Sir, what is the situation right now here?
Right now, no current, madam. People are coming down and shifting from their houses.
They are moving away.
They are moving to their neighbor houses, relatives, neighbors, like that. Because only they are providing on the main road only. Government is providing facilities on the main road, like food and something like milk and medicines. Okay. Inner side, in small streets, they are not able to reach, and they are not going also. Because in this area, they have minimum 5,000 houses above. Okay. So to reach them, they do not have sufficient resources. And
so, is the food being distributed through boats or drones? What is being used, or tractors?
Tractors and by these boats.
Okay.
Yes, they have distributed like that. Today they are coming like the Tata AC. There you can see, no. Like
and
that.
What is being given in the government packets? What are they providing?
Upma they are providing. Pulihara, veg biryani, and milk, like that. Something, water facilities.
Have you seen this kind of situation ever since?
No, madam. No. 30 years too, I did not see. Before 30 also, I remember I did not see like this situation.
Okay. And any message that you have for the government?
Government has to take away. I can say this is a problem because of every senior government worker, because they have to plan according to the situation to shift this water from here to out area, because people are shifting from here. Then what they can do? Today they lost a lot of instruments which they have in offices, and vehicles, cars. Everything is damaged totally. Bores, septic tanks, everything is damaged.
Yeah, the scale of damage is definitely staggering, and there you can see the way people are carrying food packets one by one, and this is not just one trip. They have to make several trips, especially those who are living at the frontal part, to come over to this side, take the food, go back, and on the other end there are some government resources there who have been distributing food. But yes, Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has also said that they've been targeting last mile reach, and that is a big challenge at this point in time. Though Chief Minister has been relentlessly touring different parts of the city, But last mile connectivity is one big challenge. They say 70% of it is done, and the remaining they will be able to achieve 100% target only when rest of the resources come in terms of NDRF, SDRF, local volunteers, all the hands on the deck, and that is certainly happening on the ground. But given this unprecedented situation, it may take a longer period of time. We'll get you these ground reports with video journalist Venkatesh Swastik of CNN News 18. I'm coming to you from Bhavanipuram Housing Board Colony. This is what the situation is right now. Water completely inundating the entire street, which has about 500 houses by rough estimate. Though the water level has gone down, it was up to almost 3 feet on Saturday, Sunday during the torrential rainfall. Though the water level has receded, but life has certainly come to a standstill, and there you can see the way people are struggling. You can see a woman there collecting her supplies and provision that has been just provided by the volunteers of the state government, and now making her way to her house. She says that while everything is being given to them, it is only the lack of clean water for utility purpose. They have drinking water, they have milk to consume, they have food which is being given, but the lack of water for utility purpose that is making
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Powered by
challenge here for them, and in fact take a look at this entire colony. The water came up to the first floor in many houses, and this is a low-lying area. The Budumeru rivulet is just a few colonies away, and the water from there. But this is the first time that the rivulet has thrown up, and for the first time in I think almost 20 years, this entire area has been inundated like this. Not just this place, there are other areas as well. Let me get you more updates and show you how people there practically building after building, waiting in their balconies for provisions which is coming to them, which is reaching them. But what is challenging at this point in time is that there is no power, and there has been no power since the last 72 hours. The other thing that I want to highlight from the ground is the role of civic volunteers. Here you can see they're distributing food here, upma, water being given, and a lot of people are coming and taking their supplies and trying to wade through that water and go over to the other side. I just want to have a word. Sir, what is the situation right now here?
Right now, no current, madam. People are coming down and shifting from their houses.
They are moving away.
They are moving to their neighbor houses, relatives, neighbors, like that. Because only they are providing on the main road only. Government is providing facilities on the main road like food and something like milk and medicines. Okay. Inner side, in small streets, they are not able to reach, and they are not going also. Okay. Because in this area, they have minimum 5,000 houses above. Okay. So to reach them, they do not have sufficient resources. And
so, is the food being distributed through boats or drones? What is being used, or tractors?
Tractors and by these boats.
Okay.
Yes, they have distributed like that. Today they are coming like the Tata AC. There you can see, no? Like
and
that.
What is being given in the government packets? What are they providing?
Upma they are providing. Pulihara, veg biryani, and milk like that, something water facilities.
Have you seen this kind of situation ever since?
No,
you've been
madam,
living
no,
here?
no, no. 30 years too, I did not see. Before 30 also, I remember I did not see like this situation.
Okay. And any message that you have for the government?
Government has to take away. I can say this is the problem because of every senior government worker, because they have to plan according to the situation to shift this water from here to out area, because people are shifting from here. Then what they can do? Today they loses a lot of instruments which they have in offices, and vehicles, cars, everything is damaged totally. Bores, septic tanks, everything is damaged.
The scale of damage is definitely staggering, and there you can see the way people are carrying food packets one by one, and this is not just one trip. They have to make several trips, especially those who are living at the frontal part, to come over to this side, take the food, go back, and on the other end there are some government resources there who have been distributing food. But yes, Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has also said that they've been targeting last mile reach, and that is a big challenge at this point in time. Though Chief Minister has been relentlessly touring different parts of the city, but last mile connectivity is one big challenge. They say 70% of it is done, and the remaining they will be able to achieve 100% target only when rest of the resources come in terms of NDRF, SDRF, local volunteers, all the hands on the deck, and that is certainly happening on the ground. But given this unprecedented situation, it may take a longer period.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1999 hijacking of IC-814 has once again caught public eye through a fictional series broadcast on an OTT platform. The drama series reopening the wounds of an era when hijackings were become the norm, most of them orchestrated by the enemy sitting over across the border, and its ISI, its agency that was using mercenaries and terrorist outfits to orchestrate